David Violet here with note-taking for consecutive interpreting. My students often ask me the following question. What language do we take our notes in long consecutive with notes? Let's take a look at what's actually happening when we interpret to answer this question. Let's say we are listening and taking our notes during a long consec, and we hear the following sentence. The dog ran after the cat. Okay, we hear that information. We form an idea of that, right? We perceive the meaning. We may picture it in our mind. We may reflect upon it. We may think this is typical or not typical, or why is it typical? Or big animals chase small animals. We may have some of these thoughts running through our mind. And then 5 or 10 minutes later during our long consecutive, when we are speaking about something in our notes that actually comes well before these notes about the dog chasing the cat, while we are speaking about that, our eyes, of course, will be scanning ahead at the ideas that are coming up, and our eyes will land on the notes that we wrote to represent this thought that we had, not the words said, the thought that we had about the cat chasing the dog. And then what happens? Do we simply read out whatever we have, whatever language it's in? Or even if it seems to have accurate details there, do we just read out what we see in our notes? Of course not, right? The notes remind us of that idea, that picture, that thought, the meaning. And then we express that the same way the original speaker expressed it, with all of the same style, pretty much the same intention, etc. Everything that we captured, everything that we remember. So we are speaking now on the basis of our memory, not on the notes. What the notes have done is brought that memory back to our mind. So on that basis, I think we can answer this question. What language do we use to take our notes? I'd like to give you just a minute to formulate your own answer to that in your mind. Just say it to yourself. What do you think? What do you assume? What do you believe? And then I will tell you my answer. And my answer is that you can take them in any language. You can take them in the source language, the one the speaker is speaking. You can take them in the target language, the one that you will use to express this to the target language audience, or in a third language or some kind of symbol or drawing or whatever will bring that thought, that memory of what was said back to your mind so that you will be able to express it. There are just 2 criteria that these notes must fulfill. They must be quick to write and perfectly legible. So you just throw them on the page and you're able to read them immediately when you come to them 5 or 10 minutes or whatever it is later. So that's the first criteria, fast and eligible. And secondly, these notes must work. They must work to remind us of what we understood. And that's the hard part. When you're writing, you must maintain your listening, your concentration, your focus on the meaning, and try to ingrain it somehow, often by relating it to some thought, to some picture, to something familiar to you. I would love to hear what you have to say about this. Please write it in the comments below. Maybe you have an answer that's different from mine. Maybe it's more detailed. What further question might this lead to? And what answer might you bring to help out other people who may see this video? And please give this video a like if you think it's useful and it may be useful to others. Please subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to check out the link below in the description below this video to see how to access my free mini course on symbols for note-taking for consecutive interpreting. You can also view my 20-module course on note-taking for consecutive interpreting. So thank you for being with us today, and I will see you next time.